Rye Nye is back with the Manhattan Project. And I'm sure many of you are like,
I know what Manhattan is, I know what project is, but I have no idea what Manhattan Project is.
well, I'm here to tell you. So as you know, or may or may not know, the Manhattan Project was a top-secret project during World War I. It is more or less responsible for ending the war in September of 1945. The Manhattan Project was responsible for the creation of the atomic bomb. I was definitely ready for that.
Rye Nye is a science person, so that's why I will be focusing on the sciences behind the Manhattan Project. Trust me, it's a lot more interesting than it seems, even if you know nothing about the physics. Now I shall give you some background knowledge on the Manhattan Project. I'm just gonna read this off because there's no way I could memorize just this tiny paragraph of information so quickly. The Manhattan Project started in 1939 when word reached scientists in Europe that the Nazis had split the atom. Scientists from Europe wrote a letter to the US saying, in a nutshell, of course, "The Nazis split the atom, make nukes to stop them, Russia." What Einstein said over there. Then, the US reacted. FDR, who was in charge at the time, didn't really think that it was that important. So, the Manhattan Project started off pretty darn slow. Nothing really picked up until the US entered World War II. And FDR was all like, in a nutshell, of course, firepower! Exactly. So now we shall dig into the sciences behind the atomic bomb. Nuclear fusion. When you split an atom. Irradiating. Exposing to radiation. This has been a quick tidbit of information from Rye Nye. Thank you for listening so far. It is greatly appreciated. When you split an atom, it releases a ton of energy. That's what the scientists wanted to do, obviously. They theorized if two masses of highly fusionable uranium came together in the form of a spear and a plug. I always get those two messed up. And then they came together really fast, then an exponentially increasing chain reaction with explosive force would result. Whoa. So aka, if you didn't get that before, it's like two chunks of stuff come together and goes yeah. Physics. See, the problem was to have enough fusion in the bomb, you needed to have enough fusionable material. And that was the problem at that time. Because the scientists needed 440 pounds of uranium-235 to make the bomb explode. And that's 200 kilograms. U-235 comes together with U-238, like this. And the only way to separate them is to make big cauldron-like things and use magnets and some sort of wizardry, and then they just go. So that's what they did. And when they turned the first one on, it actually pulled the nails out of the wall because the magnets were so strong. It's just, and then everything just kind of fell apart from there because there were no nails. Another problem with these cauldrons was that they only produced 10 grams of U-235 per day. That's 2/100ths of a pound. They needed 440 pounds. A total of 1,152 of these cauldrons were made by the end of the war. It's a lot of cauldrons. So a new bomb was made, and... Uh-oh. 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 I feel song attack coming out. Ah!
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. I've full commitments, what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it. And if you ask me how I'm feeling, don't tell me you're too blind to see. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you.
Whew. Sorry about that. Whew. Sorry, those song attacks, they just come and they go. And right now, they just blew my mind. And probably yours too. So let's get back on task. The scientists created a new bomb. And this one was made out of plutonium. See, plutonium was twice as likely to go under fusion than uranium-235. And it could be produced on a mass scale. All you had to do was put it in a nuclear reactor and just let it irrate. And boom, plutonium. The only problem is they had to find nuclear reactors. But the University of Chicago took care of that, and they just went over to Hanford, Wisconsin. Hanford, Washington, and they just built it. And then beautifulness happened, and then they made plutonium. For all you guys who didn't get that, they put a bunch of rocks in a big microwave and just nuked it for a little bit. And then the P-bomb was redesigned. Again. Now, the plutonium bomb's new configuration needed an outer shell of explosives. Okay. I'm not even gonna pretend that I'm doing this. I'm just gonna read from my script, okay? I found it from Safari Montage. I'm just gonna read you this, okay? It's from Safari Montage. The Manhattan Project documentary. You should really watch it. Okay, now I'm just gonna read it from it. The plutonium bomb's new configuration needed an outer shell of explosives that would direct symmetrical shockwaves inward, compressing a subcritical mass of plutonium. The resulting increase in density would shrink the distances between nuclei, starting the explosive chain reaction. Pardon my British. Or Scandinavian. Then, without any testing at all on the plutonium bomb, they just dropped it on Japan. And they didn't even know if it would work. But they were like, well, if it does work, then we'll know pretty soon, right? So, yeah. And then they also dropped the U-bomb, the uranium bomb. They actually did a test of the uranium bomb called the Trinity test. And they were hesitant to do it because they didn't know if they were going to have enough uranium-235 to make another bomb. But they did it anyway, and they had enough. And then they dropped stuff on Japan, and yeah. So thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Hope you enjoyed the video, and please let this be the last take. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day.